It appears a decision by the Board of Appeals on the Planning Board's appeal of a building permit issued by the town's building inspector for a residence by Marriott in the districts may be coming. The Planning Board is appealing the permit because it allows cooktop stoves in the rooms. They point to language in the Planned Development District for the project that prohibits cooking in guest rooms. National Development, owner of the district, says other parts of the bylaw has language that creates ambiguity over what is allowed, and so, under the PDD, the building inspector has the final say. The board met on the issue again this week and voted to allow town council to take the minutes from the meeting and draw up a decision that will be voted on next week. The majority of the meeting centered around a proposed agreement and covenant prepared by National Development's attorneys that set out restrictions on the hotel that they hoped would be accepted in exchange for the building permit to be upheld. Those restrictions included preventing guests from staying for more than 90 consecutive days or 150 days within 1 year. This addresses what many see to be the biggest concern of town meeting, which is not having people living in the rooms. Another concession is that there would be 25 rooms without cooktops. Planning Board Chair Barbara LaRue said she'd like to see the length of guest stays limited even more.
We would strongly urge the board to impose a 30-day maximum. That is what we understand the R1 building code to mean, and even though there may be some flexibility there, it's not, from what I heard from town council, this is not an average of all the rooms and how long people are staying there. So I would urge you to consider the 30-day maximum, which I think would probably not be a problem because we're told that most people only stay 5.5 days.
Board of Appeals Chair John Alberghini said that in past jobs he has stayed at hotels longer than that.
One of my first jobs was to move around the country and consult with different projects, and I've stayed in hotels for longer than this. Wasn't something I enjoyed doing, but I enjoyed the fact that I could, as opposed to having some other kind of disruption.
LaRue also said she felt 25 rooms without cooktops was not enough.
We're not happy with this 25 rooms with no cooktops. That's a very, very small percentage. We would think that it's probably more reasonable to look somewhere in the 25 to 30% of the rooms range, which I think was actually suggested by one of your board members. Previously, they suggested 30%. That seems like more in line, especially given that most people don't use the cooktops anyway, and the other rooms would still have all the other kitchen amenities, just not the cooktops.
During the meeting, there was also a lot of talk on how the restrictions would be enforced and what would happen if they were broken. It was decided that the hotel must provide quarterly reports on guest stays and be open for audits. If violations occur and are not fixed, the hotel may lose the right to house guests. Town Council will bring a draft proposal for the board to vote on during the meeting on February 2nd. At Burlington Town Hall, I'm B News Director Rich Hosford. Back to you in the studio.